So today we have the beloved Ford Falcon back in the garage because she hasn't been having a good time, and by good time I'm talking about the brakes. These bad boys have been absolutely grinding for quite a while. Yeah, they ain't smooth anymore, and I'm pretty sure that I've got warped rotors, but I don't actually know. So got a box here. We've got our new pads, new rotors, some Loctite from inside. So we're going to get those on there. It's going to be a bit hard because I kind of got a busted wrist at the moment. So you're going to see me struggling a lot. The first step is going to be to jack up the car and get the wheel off, and then we can start having a look at it. So before I go any further, I just want to say that I'm definitely not a car expert, and my knowledge of doing this is based on watching like 3 YouTube videos. So there's no real like rhyme or reason. I'm just kind of following the directions of all the other dudes that have been doing it. But anyway, let's continue. Flip. Does this phone not flip? No. Okay, fuck you. So continuing on with not being a car expert, I don't think there's supposed to be grooves. I think it's supposed to be smooth there. That's probably not a good thing. It'd be interesting to see how worn down the pads are. Anyway, to begin with, the 2 bolts that we're working with here is this one here and this one here. Now we will need 2 spanners, one to hold the nut here while we do the bolt there. Same on the top there. And when we do that, we'll be able to pull the whole kind of caliper bit off and get those pads out of there and have a look. We'll go from there. I'm not going to film this just because it's already hard enough. Like, this wrist is strapped. This wrist also hurts. Yeah, so I can't really do it and hold cameras and whatever. I'll be back in a minute. Alright, let's see how I go holding the camera left-handed, even though I am actually, left-handed. So the 2 bolts are out. And we'll probably need to get some sort of spanner in there to help us out. There we go. Just getting there. Oh yeah, look at that. Come on. Yeah, holy Pete. Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah. So what we're going to do now is pull the brake line out there and kind of sit that up there like that. Oh, that works. Cool. And so now we can see that we're not really in very good shape. There's supposed to be a ridge there. There ain't no ridge left. So, yeah, that's not very good. Oh, look, worse on the back. How's that, huh? Oh. Come on. They're in there good. There we go. So the brakes have been grinding for a while now. Yeah, oh Jesus, the grooves on there are literally like millimeters deep. That's bad. So next, what we need to do is get the cradle for the brake pads out, and that is done with that bolt there and that bolt there. Now, I struggled enough with those 2 bolts. These ones are going to be even harder, so give me 5 or 10 minutes to figure this shit out, and I will be back. So, after struggling and almost stripping the bolt, we got it off. So there's our holder for the brake pads. I've just got these wheel nuts holding the rotor on. Hey, pumpkin. And then what we do is Oh shit, lift that bad boy off, and we're good. Just getting a feel for it. Good. Not going to worry about cleaning that up too much. I did spray some WD-40 in there, so hopefully that'll clean it up a little bit. Maybe I'll get a rag and wipe it off. I'm going to probably should get a rag and wipe off all the build-up of brake dust. Get it cleaner, and we can yeet this into the trash and get our... Let's get all the pads out first. So we're doing both front sets of brakes, and there's our new slotted rotors, looking a hell of a lot better than that. So those will be going on there in a minute. So there we have it. That's the new rotor on there, and I've got the pad assembly back on. Now, one thing I haven't done yet is put Loctite on the bolts. So you should always put some Loctite on your bolts. Now this is blue Loctite. It will hold it well, but you can still get it off. It's just really hard. So yeah, let's do that, and then we will go from there. One thing to help when you're doing the rotor is just to put a couple of wheel nuts on, just to hold the thing in place, because otherwise it just kind of flops about. It makes getting this right really hard. So yeah, let's do that. So the cradle's back on, looking good, nice and torqued down. And so now we have our new pads. Oh, I did also Loctite the bolts. New pads. Well, this one's missing its protective backing. Can't forget that. Keep those vibrations down, and this bitch should more or less just slide in. How's that, huh? Easy. Same on the back. Let me... can you see? Yes, kind of. Get right in there. Up the top as well. And that's it. Alright. Maybe I should turn the camera back around so you can see what's going on. And there you go. Pads are on. Rotor's looking good. And the last step is going to be that. Now, it's kind of heavy, so I'm not going to do it on camera. And actually, before we do that, let me show you. So, you can see there, the pistons. So, we need to actually squeeze those back in with our handy... Sit. Where did I put it? There. Our handy dandy sexy G-clamp. And so, what you got to do is G-clamp down on the pistons to force them in, so you can fit the thing back on there. Now, before you do this, you need to take the cap off your the brake fluid reservoir, so that you can actually, squeeze them in. Otherwise, you'll be going against a lot of vacuum pressure, and you may break some stuff in the car. I'm also going to wipe all of this residue off, because there's a whole lot of it, and let's go from there. So after probably 20 minutes of struggling with getting the pistons in, you can see where I've very kindly managed to get this on where it needs to go, but it's still not on properly. It's kind of hard to do it whilst trying to make sure that these protective backing things stay on, because there's a lot of pressure here. So I'm going to get these all the way on, and then we will go from there. I don't know how I'm going to do it though, because I don't want to just keep, whacking away at it. But I don't know, I'll just keep slapping it. That might work. So I just recorded like a minute's worth of stuff and realised I didn't actually press record. So after much, figuring out how the hell to get this on, with one way to help was to ensure that the rotor was sitting properly, which it actually still isn't, because you can see that the bolts are at different lengths because the caliper's pressing on the rotor. So now what we need to do is get the tyre back on so we can recenter the rotor and get the vacuum back through the system and get some spin in this thing, because right now it doesn't spin, whereas before it was spinning easily. So let's do that. So we got the wheel on. When I did get it on, we were grinding a little bit. One thing I had to do was take the lid off the brake reservoir there, give it a few pumps with the brakes to make sure we were all good and air and stuff, and then just went on the road just like. And guess what? That bitch worked. It was smooth as hell before, man. We were like grinding a heap. There was like vibrations when I was braking. Now, nothing. It's so good. So much better. Excuse the get up. I'm gonna, be abiding by our coronavirus rules in public. But I'm really happy with how that went, actually. For $150 for, 2 front brakes, that's pretty crazy. I've only done one so far, but that one was easily by far the worst one. As you can see here, it shouldn't be silver. There should also be a ridge in the middle. As you can kind of see on this one here, there's a ridge. Other one, it's gone. So, that's all there is to it, really. I don't think I'm going to do the other one today. Wrists have not had a good time. I probably shouldn't have done this at all today. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. Really good results. So, yeah, that's just another improvement that, y'all can make to your car too, really cheaply and really easily, and actually relatively quickly as well. Now that I've done it once, and I'll do it again, it'll be far quicker, and I might just do the pads on the other side on the front and see how much that improves, and then come back later on and do the rotors when my hands are feeling a bit better. So yeah, maybe it's time to find some other cool projects to work on with the car. I hope you've enjoyed. I do apologise that I couldn't have been more instructional and stuff. It was hard enough having 1.5 hands as it is, but hopefully next time I can be a bit more exciting. Anyway, chuck a like on that video. Yeah, that hurts. Cool. And we'll be back in another time for more car stuff.